Hello, friends. Welcome to another Recent Reels. You know which one we're talking about. It's Eternals.
Yep.
It's just an obligation at this point, obviously, to see every Marvel movie.
Yeah, the latest and greatest from Marvel Studios, Disney Studios.
But by the end of this, I'm not sure if we'll feel obligated anymore. I don't know. Personally, me,
Yeah.
I'm at the precipice of like transitioning to not caring.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
The thing, I know what you mean, because I feel like eventually I'm just gonna be like, well, I really care about maybe like this one hero, but like, do I
Right.
trust
Spider-Man, yeah,
Yeah, right.
Right?
Yeah.
The only good
Spider-Man.
Marvel fucking hero left.
Thor,
Golden
maybe,
Boy.
Yeah.
Captain America,
Oh,
maybe.
gosh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're all dead.
Everybody's
Except
true.
Thor, I
changed.
guess.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
But yeah, like I don't think I can trust Marvel to like throw out a random new IP that's deep into the comic lore and be like, yeah, this is gonna be new
Right.
and
Yeah.
fresh and
Yeah.
amazing.
Well,
Nothing's
they
fresh.
really
about it.
tried with
Right.
this one. You know?
yeah,
mean,
I don't even
Yeah.
think they tried.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
I think they tried to make it different from the others in terms of like this director's, out of the box.
Mm-hmm.
But at times, it was, you can tell, oh, this is beautiful. This woman knows what she's doing. But at
Yeah.
other times, it's like, should she be directing this film?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to
I
you.
agree with
If
that.
I didn't know Chloe Zhao directed this movie, I would have never guessed it was her.
Yeah.
I felt
Really?
no style come
Nope.
through with
Mm.
what I
Mm-mm.
knew of her. I only seen No Man Land. But
Yeah.
that's
Mm.
obviously a really distinct movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought the cinematography was like pretty.
It was.
good.
It was
That was
good.
the only
It stood
redeeming
out
quality.
a little bit more than some other Marvel movies,
Uh-huh.
I'll say.
Right.
But overall, it just felt like the writing Marvel formulaic.
Yeah.
Even that
Which was
so
really
weak.
disappointing.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I don't know. I was expecting a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, you had a cast like that.
Yeah,
It's a huge
exactly.
cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just thought, first off, when they do a rolling text, lazy as shit. Like, they're like, okay, we know these people don't know any of these guys. They don't know the story, so we
Set
got
up
to
the
hook them
world.
somehow without exposition because everyone complains about exposition.
Right.
So roll text. And then after that follows the most boring intro sequence I've ever seen in my life, in my opinion.
I don't
Yeah.
even
I
remember
was
the
so
intro.
boring.
Yeah.
What
The,
was
the
it?
action when they hit, it was like getting hit with a pillow or something. Nothing landed.
Wow.
It
Yeah.
didn't feel anything. I was just kind of like, after it was over, I looked at Sarah and I was like, that was so boring.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought the action sequences were pretty dynamic. I feel like I give Marvel credit every time because that's what my gripe is like I feel like they bring in a director who's like they can pay pretty cheap. They want like a name recognition to do their next movie.
Yeah.
And then they just immediately like bring in the next unit director who does all the action sequences and
Yeah.
every other aspect of actually directing the movie because half the movie is action sequences.
Right.
Right.
And then they just give like Chloe Zhao a couple weeks to just put people in a room and be like, get any emotion out of them,
Yeah.
anything,
Make
Like,
him cry.
Yeah,
Yeah, it kind of fell short because, like, I mean, personally, in Shang-Chi,
Yeah.
I loved the action sequences because it was so different. And then here, I'm like, oh, we're back to this again.
I thought the impacts, like literal impacts, landed like when Superman's like fighting fucking like the what are they called? The
Deviants?
Deviants. When
Deviants.
he's like getting like. It's in the trailer where he's like his eyes are shooting fucking off the
Mhm.
ground. It's good. I thought it's good. It's like it kind of reminded me of The Revenant where it's like the bear fight,
Yeah.
you know?
But worse.
Well, yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
actually one of my main thoughts was this had 1.5 good action sequences, and that was half of it was that sequence there. So
Yeah.
What was the
Yeah.
one?
the other good one I thought was the end when they're fighting Superman Man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was like the woman who runs super fast
The
when she finally
speedster.
fucking showed up.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah,
I thought that was
I thought all
cool.
of her sequences were actually some of the best
Yeah.
speedster sequences I've seen.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Agreed.
honestly, but
There was
just
some cool stuff.
the way that she like I said, the impacts were landing.
Right.
Like whoever that's like I don't know. To me, when I sat through the fucking credits of every Marvel movie and they do the block of visual effects artists that just go for literally
Yeah.
like a minute and a half,
yeah.
I'm like, those are the guys that made the movie.
Exactly.
Like it's like not
7 different
the creators
Yeah.
anymore.
company like studios
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
their thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It just feels like wrong to me
No,
now.
yeah.
kinda.
Well, I wasn't like wholly compelled by every individual character either. There was only like a
Yeah.
couple that was like, okay, like this guy feels
Right.
more of like a personality or like someone who has some more depth.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel that with like Icarus Superman as much.
Yeah.
You know, he
Yeah.
was
He was
pretty
okay.
bland.
He was plain.
Yeah, I
All of
felt
them
a
were-
lot
Yeah.
were playing honestly.
Yeah.
All of them were pretty flat. The only one that I really liked was Druid. Like
Droog, I
Yeah.
really liked.
Yes.
I liked what was it? Fastos is the
Vastos.
the
Oh yeah, the
Brian-
guy.
yeah.
Yeah, with
Brian
the
Tyree
kid.
Henry.
Yeah.
yeah. I liked him because he was
He's like-
different.
yeah.
He was like the engineer and like
Mhm.
doing some cool shit and had some cool stuff to say
Yeah.
about the Eternals and stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
He's like an outside kind of
Yeah.
guy of what they were
Yeah.
about.
and I liked, for whatever reason, one of the only action sequences that landed for me was like Kumail doing like fucking Kamehamehas and shit, and like shooting little finger guns at shit. I don't know. That played up to like, okay, cool. Like I'm in a fun superhero movie, but then everything else was so serious and like mainline Marvel blandness.
Also-
so-
Yeah.
what were their superpowers besides the power of convenience? I'm a little confused.
Energy.
Yeah.
That's it.
Energy stuff.
Because
Yeah.
it's just like whatever they needed to do, it's like, okay, I can do that with this power.
Yeah.
Right.
So it just felt like, I don't know.
Yeah, Cersei can change
Convenient.
matter, I guess.
I see that one,
Yeah.
yeah, but like the guy who builds
Mm.
things, it was like, okay, so
Does-
he
he's
just
got-
solved the problems by just wiggling his hands around.
Yeah.
Cool, that's
I
fine, I
didn't-
guess.
Yeah, I wondered like
Architect
what
shit.
his extent was. To
Right?
that
How is
power,
he
like-
doing this with, I don't know.
Yeah, one power
Right.
I questioned was Cersei's ability at the end to be like, I can make you human.
Oh,
I
yeah,
just
that
figured
was
out all my
weird.
powers, but now I can do this thing that seems almost impossible.
Yeah,
Right.
actually, the ending was like one thing that really underwhelmed me.
Yeah.
Icarus just like spoilers flying into the sun and like
Right? That
not
was a
about-
little
I was
dramatic
like,
suicide.
like,
Don't you get it? Yeah.
but yeah,
I
Well,
thought,
it's like the Gemma Chan is
Mhm.
that like her with Rob Stark, Richard Madden.
Mhm.
It's like all the acting and all the die was so flat that the moments at the end where they're supposed to have like a dramatic thing together, I felt nothing. I mean, I just
Yeah.
didn't.
I
feel
don't
Yeah.
understand
anything.
why he stopped and just didn't kill her.
Yeah.
Like, what? Their relationship wasn't compelling enough for me to be like, okay, I understand why he's not killing her right now. It's like,
Mhm.
he was so loyal for thousands of years,
Mhm.
and now he's just like, you know what? We fucked a couple of times. I won't hit you. I'm gonna go kill myself though.
Yeah,
But
he,
it's like,
he just killed his like mom
yeah,
a week ago.
right.
Oh,
Salma
right,
Hayek.
yeah.
That's why I'm like, he's gone this far. Why stop now?
right,
Yeah.
right.
But,
But
he
it's a
loves
Marvel
her.
movie, right? Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
so
Well,
romantic.
Let's have a happy ending.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's something we
He flew into the
mentioned.
sun for her.
It's like they've
Yeah.
spent 7,000 years together, and it
Right.
still feels like these people like hardly know each other.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like the actors just
There was
met.
no chemistry, I feel like.
Yeah.
They tried hard to make you feel like these guys care for each other, though,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but it just didn't land
Mhm.
Mhm.
at all.
Right.
Well, personally, I like Angelina Jolie and the
She
other
was the
dude.
best.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that
She
whole
did pretty good.
relationship.
Together.
Like
Yeah.
when he
Mhm.
died, I was like, "Fuck
Yeah,
no!"
that's-
Yeah.
But that was
Shockingly
about it.
enough, I was actually worried
Yeah.
about Angelina Jolie, but I thought
She
she
was
did the best.
doing a lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
She was like carrying a lot of
She was.
it for
Yeah.
the characters, honestly.
Yeah, I
But
think so.
Kind of shows her caliber, though. I mean,
Yeah.
she's been in the
Yeah.
game for.
Mm.
There's something.
know.
Maybe it's just her as an actor, though. When I look at her, like maybe it's just in this movie too, though.
Mhm.
It's like she's kind of winking, like she knows it's not serious,
Mhm.
or she's just so above it as
I can
Angelina
see the
Jolie that
snooty.
like
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like she's just
Yeah.
like I'm not gonna act fully because I don't need to, like that kind of
I'm
thing.
doing this for a paycheck.
Yeah.
Gotta pay the bills for all my kids.
Oh my
But
God.
on the
mean-
other hand, oh sorry, Go ahead.
No, that's what I like. I don't blame her because I would like if someone was like, "Dude, be in the next Marvel movie," I'd be like,
Heck yeah.
"Sure." Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Get
Let
a
me
couple
line up a
million
quick
bucks.
10-year career real quick.
exactly, exactly. It's like, well, it's on my resume, and
I think I
it's
could
a
do
good
that.
payday. So
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Even her like whole I forgot what they called it, but like her forgetting everything. And then
Yeah.
suddenly she's like, "Oh, I'm okay."
Yeah, that felt a
Mhm.
little convenient too
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
that convenient is a great word for this movie. It's
Yeah.
just everything felt kind of convenient.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
That's another movie we watched for the chest. I feel like I don't know.
Oh yeah.
And like another thing that felt weird to me was that this deviants were like super talked up, and this dude was taking
Dude.
their powers, and then she just slices him, and
Dude,
that was
that's-
it.
Yeah.
I was so
Oh.
pissed about that. I was like, these deviants literally meant nothing.
Yeah.
And
Like,
why do you build a sentient one then and just like have him be so dumb and easily killable
Right.
at the end of it?
It's
Because I could have seen that character surviving and been like a
Right.
character.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see him be like, I'm a deviant. Like, you call yourself an eternal? What does that even mean?
Yeah.
You
Right.
know, like
Both made by the same dumb fucking.
Yeah.
Person.
the guy that's
Celestial.
clearly just
God
tricked us both. So
Yeah.
thing.
and like they had so much trouble fighting all the other little not upgraded ones, in the
Mhm.
past,
Yeah.
and then this
Mhm.
guy was just so easy that Athena just was like, "Woo-doo-woo-doo."
Gotcha.
Yep, sushied her
yeah.
or him.
Oh,
Yeah.
It.
yeah. this was like the last movie I was like, oh, maybe,
Right.
things will turn around. And then I'm like, oh God. Even now, I'm not even excited for Spider-Man.
I mean, I'm
Well, I was
still
never
there.
really a
Yes,
big
for me.
fan. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just over it.
Nah, it's
fair.
it wasn't even this movie specifically because I feel like this one's a little more interesting than most Marvel movies.
Mhm.
Honestly,
More tried to be more
it
dynamic.
tried to
Right.
have a different story
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
least, but
different formula.
they're literally like either just too scared or not confident enough to like push
Break it.
themselves in a different direction.
Yeah.
It's sad because like no moment is given its reverence that it needs. Like it's just they won't let it be what it needs to be,
Right.
and
Yeah.
it's frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, if it's not broken, we don't have to fix it.
Exactly.
You know?
If this makes us money, shit, let's keep doing
Yeah.
it.
Like it felt like it wanted to, but then it was like, well, no, let's just
Not whoa, not
it's-
too
it's-
far.
yeah,
Right,
Whoa,
right.
take it
Marvel,
easy.
let's stay
Yeah.
within.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
gotta have the assistant with the video camera because this is a comedy. This is for
Right,
kids.
right,
Like,
right.
Yeah.
That was the thing. Actually, it didn't have as much stupid humor that Marvel
It-
likes to
Right.
shoehorn in everything.
Right. It
it
So
tried to be like epic, a
Yeah.
little more epic.
Mhm.
Yeah.
it didn't feel epic. And okay, another thing that bothered me was Kit Harington. I felt like his character was just kind of like sidelined.
Mhm.
Like he came
Yeah,
in.
beginning and end.
Right,
Yeah.
and then at the end, it's like they played up like he's got something, because he's like, "Oh, my family tree is a little,"
Yeah.
and then, boom, they get taken out.
And like I
it's-
can't help but just be like, my family tree is like, well, you're a Stark, you're a Targaryen.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
Which one is
yeah.
I mean, it really just. I mean, it's hard to not take you out of the movie at the beginning when
when they're
Robb
both saying
Stark and-
Cersei.
Yeah.
Cersei.
Well, they like
Yeah.
go face to face in the show. They never had met each other,
Right.
Mhm.
and like in the movie, they're like, "Hey there,
What's
hello,"
up?
and it's like they're kind of winking. And then once you hear Jon Snow say Cersei, like I don't know where you decide along the line, but you have to say like someone has to be like, guys, this is just too similar to
Right.
like what they know.
Right.
Yeah.
It's gonna take them out. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Change the name. Like
Right.
that's
Yeah.
it. But,
That was another thing. I didn't like the name Sprite either. That kind of took me out of it
Yeah.
too.
Kinda
I didn't like her
weird, yeah.
character either.
The
I thought it was a little
bitch.
yeah, right.
Fucking hated her.
What was her?
I
Okay, she
didn't
was in love with
understand.
Icarus, but at the same time, at the end, Kamal leaves, and at the end, they're just all cool with it. Like they're like friends. They're like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
we're cool.
I guess.
To me, that was like probably Chloe's out, maybe her input, I guess, to be like, well, we want one character
Right.
to be
Yeah.
like, he doesn't want to kill everybody, but he doesn't agree. He's gonna leave, and that's okay. Like we need to be okay with that.
Right.
But then it's like, ever since you know a Marvel formula, you're like, well, why isn't the team there at the end? Like,
Right.
he should have came in, But
And then how did the Unimind? I didn't understand. I feel kind
Oh,
of
that
weird
makes
just saying
no
Unimind,
sense.
but the
Maybe
Unimind
it's their
at the
thing
end,
of like, in Guardians of the Galaxy where they all hold hands.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
Right.
that.
But
Yeah.
the guy
with
like
a Unimind.
Robbie
With
With no
Stark,
dance off.
Yeah.
he didn't have the band on. The Sprite didn't have the band on, and Kamal wasn't there. So like, how did the Unimind work
Unimind
at
it.
its full
Yeah,
capacity?
that was confusing.
Was Kamal on that plane just like the
Yeah.
whole time?
Yeah.
I don't know. That one also lands under the convenient category for
Yeah.
me.
Oh
But-
yeah.
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
then
bothered
they
me.
just freeze this.
Yeah,
This
what?
what is it?
She's
A
never
celestial?
celestial.
Yeah.
She's never like or never changed like live matter before.
Mm-hmm.
And then like flip a switch, she can now change the most powerful being in the entire
Right.
universe.
Yeah.
This
Like,
massive
what?
fucking
Yeah, and then the dude was like, "Oh, then just wait for your punishment." I was like, I don't know. It was kind of underwhelming.
yeah.
I thought he was gonna kill them all, or
Right.
like unfreeze the celestial and then
Yeah.
wreak havoc or whatever.
for this powerful being. I feel like just a little frostbite could have been like, all right, I'm in the Earth core. I'm just gonna shake this off real
Yeah,
quick.
cozy up.
Well, I mean, like half the celestial came out,
Right.
so the Earth's
Right.
already destroyed at that point. I feel like,
It's
since they're
so-
just a half hour too late, they should have fucked
Right.
up at that point.
When it was coming out of the ground, I was like, this thing doesn't look Earth destroyingly big.
Mhm.
And then it
Right.
like shows just the fingers. I'm like, okay, that's not what it looks like.
Yeah,
It's a
I
little
know.
baby
But,
celestial.
Yeah, it's just that whole end sequence after they were
Yeah.
fighting, the Speed Woman was fighting. I was like,
Mhm.
okay,
Yeah.
same old
Yeah.
Marvel bullshit.
There was one moment, and I think it's just all on Barry Keoghan. Is that how you say it? Barry.
Yeah.
I think
Keoghan?
so.
The
yeah.
druid dude, the mind
Yeah.
control guy.
Ugh.
The only actual emotion I felt in this movie was from him,
Mm.
where it's if you're crying as an actor and you do it well, I'm already like 50% of the way there to get
Right.
to
Yeah,
crying,
right.
So like when he's like sad about not being able to stop the
Mhm.
fighting of the humans, and you can just tell like how actually tortured he is.
Mhm.
I was like, we got something here.
Right.
We got a glimpse of acting and like
Yeah.
emotion. And
Yeah.
Him and
That was it.
Angelina Jolie were the only two characters that I felt
Mhm.
pulled through with emotion. I think
Mhm.
he was my favorite just because I think because he pulled that emotion in.
Yeah.
Like it was more compelling the stuff he was doing rather than the flat acting everyone else was doing.
For sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just thought he was a cool
Where the fuck
character.
was he at when Icarus was fun? Like, why wasn't he controlling Icarus?
Can he? Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a good point.
Too convenient.
Yeah, that's too convenient.
Well,
they can be convenient, but not too
Did he
convenient.
even attempt to mind control the Celestial?
Yeah,
No,
because
they
the
brought it
volcano
up.
stopped for a little bit
Oh,
when he
did
was
he?
trying.
Wait, he actually mind controlled it?
Yeah, when they
I
first
missed
did
that.
the
Oh,
Unimind,
and then he pushed him into that.
and then Icarus,
volcano?
yeah,
Oh,
Oh, yeah, he like beat him into the ground.
Yeah.
or
And
then
something,
he's like,
right?
he's dead.
because the
And then he's
volcano
like-
stopped erupting a little bit.
I
So I'm
know.
like, oh, he's
That's
gonna
right.
mind
No, I
control him. But
Mm.
then Icarus was like, no, we need this woman to do it because she's the leader.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
Shows you how much this movie like stuck around and how much time I took to consider. Because at a certain point, I was like somewhat checked out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
I
then-
haven't moved that much in my seat in a movie in a long time. Just
Really?
trying to get comfortable because it's like this is gonna be a slog
Restless,
after
yeah.
the first action sequence.
I didn't
Right.
feel super restless in this one. I was
Really?
like, just because with the Marvel movie, it's just like I know my body just knows how to sit there and take it, you know, like, and it's just
It's like a toxic relationship.
right. I keep coming back.
Oh my God.
Oh shit.
So I didn't like. It wasn't like Jungle Cruise level of antsiness where I was
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna die right now. Like,
Yeah,
if I don't
yeah.
move. Like,
I just feel like too. What was it? The action sequences that were happening. It was like
Mhm.
super poorly lit too. I don't know.
Yeah.
That bothered me. I don't know if it was just
It was
the
a
theater I
style
was
choice,
at,
dude.
but like I couldn't fucking see anything.
Huh.
I
I
mean,
don't
not
think
that it
I
would
had-
have changed my mind, but
Yeah.
it just that was another thing that just bothered me. At that point, I was just kind of finding stuff that I fucking hated about it. So.
Well, I feel like if they spent time building, the character and their world, whatever, like a series,
Right.
I feel like it would have been better for me anyway. Like,
Maybe.
because
But
there's just so much in so little time, and
Right.
it was
yeah.
part of it was an info dump kind
Right,
of thing.
right. That's what I was actually wondering halfway through this conversation. I was like, how much was Chloe Zhao like given, and then just been
Mhm.
like, get it done, you
Right.
know,
Right.
like
Right.
We need this now.
pack it all in. It's a
Mhm.
giant epic, like we were
Good
so
luck.
yeah, like
We need
So-
phase 4 here. Come on,
Right.
right.
Yeah.
kick it into gear.
Well, I mean, you guys stay for the after credits and
Nope.
stuff. No.
I ran the
Bailed?
fuck out of there.
Oh wow. Well, they explained Kit Harington a little bit,
A
I
little
guess.
Oh
bit.
shit!
Yeah.
Maybe I should
Yeah.
have stayed because
Yeah.
I was actually curious. That's the thing Sarah said to leave me. I was like, "What? Why wouldn't they just tell us what it was?"
Right.
Yeah.
So what was it?
Well, they're like totally. These are like they banked on them, I think, to be a big cosmic characters now to be
Mhm.
like linking, because one shows Kit Harington, he pulls out like a new sword. It's like some special sword, and then you hear
Yeah.
Blade's voice,
Yeah.
Mahershala Ali.
Oh, really?
So, he's gonna be a character with a blade, I guess. And then in the next one, it's fucking what's his name?
Harry Styles.
Yeah.
That's right.
He's-
As Thanos' brother. What's his
Yeah.
name?
I don't know. Starman.
Sweet Jesus! So it's just gonna become the same thing that phase. What was it 3? Last phase?
Which one's that? What like how?
The Thanos phase or whatever. So it's just
Well,
gonna revert back to
No, he's looks like Harry Styles,
Yeah.
and he's got a little companion leprechaun buddy.
Yeah.
And
Who's voiced by Patton Oswalt?
was that him?
I think
Yeah,
so.
Sounded
I
like
think
him,
so, yeah.
And he
Yeah.
just showed up at the Eternal ship and was like, "Hey guys, I'm here to help you." And that was
Yeah.
it, so.
Yeah, seems like the twin brother of light, and not the
Yeah, he's
twin
like
brother
the
of darkness.
sexy brother.
Yeah,
right.
to
Oh.
Thanos' nutsack.
Ah,
Yeah, Thanos really got the shit out of the stick.
Yeah, like what happened with
His
their
chin?
parents?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's up with that?
Uh,
I don't know. Harry Styles, man. I don't know. Everyone's like so excited, but I'm
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah, but that's just the
God.
generation I think that's
Yeah.
Right.
coming up to see it. They're like, "Oh, Harry Styles, we love him."
Right.
Like,
They're
really though? Yeah. Or
they're
you like
trying to
what is
hook the
that
youngest.
song he sings?
Yeah.
The watermelon sugar or whatever.
Appealing to
I
like
know what
he
song you're
sings it
talking
right.
about, and it makes no sense. But yeah, yeah, I know what you mean.
It's about watermelon sugar.
Oh, really?
Is,
Yeah.
that, is that a
Really?
euphemism for
Really?
something?
I think so.
I feel like that's a sexual euphemism.
I think
It's
it
gotta
is.
be.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm out of touch here.
It's gotta be.
maybe.
Yeah.
People are gonna laugh at us and say, "Ha, these fucking idiots."
They don't know what
These
watermelon sugar is.
millennials.
They don't
Yeah.
get styles. They just don't get styles.
No. I don't know.
I give
I'm
this
done
one-
with Marvel movies.
Really?
I mean, I'll watch them, but I'm not invested ever.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
we're watching Spider-Man next.
Okay,
I
well, that's
really know
different.
we're-
Spider-Man's on his own here.
I
Okay.
kind of agree. I don't know.
Spider-Man's
Yeah.
the
Spider-Man's been my
golden boy,
boy.
like you
Yeah.
said, man.
He is.
I just love Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So always have.
Yeah.
Who's my
So
first
I'm not
love?
invested until Spider-Man or Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange for Sam Raimi. I'm
Yeah.
not doing it for Doctor
Excited.
Strange. I'm doing it for Sam.
Mm.
Let's see if there's any like distinct director touch in that movie.
I hope so.
I hope.
I hope
But,
some
yeah.
practical effects.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Fingers
hope.
crossed.
No, just you
not
just
gonna
gave
hope.
up.
Yeah.
Just gonna lie down and take
Soul
it like
crush.
Matt
Well, the
does.
lower your expectations are, the better
That's
it's
true.
gonna. You know what I
True,
mean?
true.
I heard this like Eternals got so many like shit
It's
reviews.
the lowest
Mhm.
Marvel
Yeah.
MCU movie.
So I wasn't. That's why I wasn't like trash to me. It was like fine. I don't know. My expectations were kind of mid. So.
Yeah.
Mine were low going in, and it
Yeah.
was below those expectations. So, yeah. So what'd you rate it?
I gave it 3, and then I think I moved it to 3.5. Probably gonna move it down to 3, and then in 10 years I'm gonna move all the Marvel movies down a full star.
Right,
So
right.
it's just gonna happen like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did 3. Yeah.
Yeah, I did 3.5.
1.5.
But,
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was.
Hey, I
the
mean,
low road, huh?
Yeah, I didn't like it at all. It was probably
fair.
one of my least favorites. So,
Okay.
actually, I think that is
Yeah.
my lowest rated Marvel movie.
Really?
Yeah, maybe Iron Man 2.
Oh,
Dude,
damn.
rewatch that one's actually.
I might need to rewatch
it.
it, but I've only seen it once.
It's got the
It's not
classic
bad.
Stark. Got Sam Rockwell doing some fucking dancing and shit.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
it's
I
fun.
forgot about Sam Rockwell.
Yeah, it's actually
Yeah.
fun.
All right, you've
He's like
convinced
the-
me. I'll rewatch it. I'll
Do it.
reconsider.
Do it.
The incompetent weapons designer is like,
Yeah, he's just not as good as Tony Stark.
Mhm.
Back when Marvel movies were still good.
Oh.
Yeah,
God
back
damn
when
it.
they actually set up characters, and
Yeah.
you know,
I had to try.
instead of just like cramming shit into my one movie, and they're like, we don't have time to make individual character movies anymore, guys.
Right.
We got to make money
We gotta-
now.
we gotta do it.
Glaze
over it.
Let's go.
Ugh.
All right. Well, see you at Spider-Man, guys. That's all I got.
Yep.
to say.
See ya later.
Yep.
Bye.